So hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Sports Talk Valley. So very testing and interesting and incredible, charming personality, Mr. John Wright from expert from England. So hello and very warm welcome to Mr. John on my YouTube channel and our viewers and your viewers also.
Hi, Keppel. How are you? Are you well?
So John, first of all, what about status for Team India and Australia? This recently approached this series T20 matches series. So which player you impressed very well and which bowler? So how many? So what about your viewpoint?
Well, in the series, obviously, India got off to a slow start, but ended up winning the series 2-1. Obviously, you can't look past Sky. I mean, Sky was just unbelievable. Probably the best T20 batsman in the world, I would say, at the moment. He's got this habit of coming into the crease and reducing the run rate straight away. He bats for the team, supported by Kohli in that last game, which they won. The bowling, I think India got problems with the death bowling. I really do. I think Arshdeep Patel is going to be a key factor for them because Bumrah didn't bowl particularly well in the last. Although he's coming back from injury, Bumrah didn't bowl particularly well in the last T20. I think their death bowling is a bit of an issue, especially with Bhuvi as well. I like Axar Patel. I think Axar Patel is a good player, good spin bowler, and he's very good. He's good with the bat, very useful with the bat. And the fact that he's left-handed, I think, is a big advantage for India because they need some left-handers in that batting lineup, especially if they're not going to play Pant. There's not many left-handers in the side, and I think most of the other teams the top teams have got left and right-hand combinations, and India haven't got that. So I think Axar Patel in the side will give it that sort of balance, and he'll give you useful runs in the middle order.
Moving on the Australian side, Aaron Pace batted very well and less unknown commodity for other countries. Cameron Green. I will be surprised if should Cameron Green not in the ICC T20 World Cup squad in Australia. So what about what is your take on Cameron Green's batting and bowling?
I think it's a big mistake that Cameron Green isn't in the squad, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being in the squad, purely because there's a lot of injuries over a few of the Australian players. Mitch Marsh is coming back from injury. Stoinis was rested. It wouldn't be surprised me cynically that Australia pick up an injury and get him in the side because he's very, very powerful in the power play, which I think is going to be key in this World Cup. I think power play runs will probably decide the tournament. And also, he bowls very well. I mean, that last T20, he bowled very well. And I'm surprised that they didn't even give him the last couple of overs. I think he bowled 3 overs for 14. He was very economical. And I'm surprised that they bowled Daniel Sams in front of him. I thought he might have bowled the last over. I think probably the reason why he didn't bowl the last over is because he's not in the squad and India want to test the players that are in the squad. So I think it's a big mistake that he's not in the squad. He seems to be a multi-format player. He's a good test player. The reason he's a good test player because he gives Australia that balance in the subcontinent to play the extra seamer, knowing that he can bat 5, he can bat 6. He's a proper all-rounder. So that means that Australia can drop one of their frontline seamers and play a spinner. So there's going to be interesting times ahead for Cameron Green because I imagine that eventually, it might not be this year, but IPL will come running, and he'll be a much sought after player in franchise cricket. So it'll be a difficult one for Australia. I mean, as I say, I think it'll be a big mistake him not being in the side, especially with Finch. I mean, Finch is not getting any runs at the moment, is he? You could argue that you possibly would open Green with Warner at the top of the order and not play Finch. I know they won't because Finch is captain, but Finch is badly out of form at the moment.
So That's an Indian. What's positive from this review for India perspective and for ICC T20 World Cup 2022 for India in this series, and also Harshal Patel or Arshdeep Singh. So should you give Harshal Patel one more series for the T20 World Cup selection in playing? And what's positive for Team India? My question.
You ask me what I think the Indian side will be.
Positives.
What the 11 will be.
Harshal Patel or Arshdeep Singh? Who would you like to go?
I'd like to see Arshdeep Singh purely because the left armour gives them an option. I mean, it's very harsh on Harshal Patel because Harshal Patel's been brilliant in IPL and he's a good death bowler. But I just like Arshdeep Singh because of his attitude. When he dropped that catch recently, he came back and he bowled very well at the death. And the fact that he's a left armour, I just think it gives India that variety, especially in Australian pitches with a bit of bounce. So I would, if I had to choose between the two, I would go with Arshdeep Singh.
So okay, so you would like Arshdeep Singh in Australian conditions. Okay.
Yes.
So what should Team India lands from final 5 overs? I already watched in Asia Cup donation conceded very more runs and also this recently this series. So what should land for Team India ICC T20 World Cup 2020 on there? So final 5 over Jasprit Bumrah and Harshal Patel. Who will be third seaman?
I didn't get the question. I didn't quite get the question there, Kapil. I mean, you saying who's the better bowler out of Bumrah and Arshdeep Singh? I didn't quite get that. What you said. I didn't understand the question.
Who will be third seamer? Jasprit Bumrah and Bhuvanesh Kumar is there. So third seaman Arshdeep Singh or Harshal Patel. Yeah, you would go with Bhuvanesh Kumar, Arshdeep Singh, and Harshal Patel.
Yes. Still.
Can you hear me?
I didn't get the question. You're speaking too quickly. I didn't understand the question. So what are you saying? Who the Indian bowler? Who will bowl for India?
Three seamer in
Yes.
T20 World Cup.
Yes. Three seamers. My three seamers in the World Cup will be Jasprit Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh, and I would go. I don't like Buvri. I think Buvri's too expensive. I would go with Harshal Patel. I would go with those three personally because I think Buvri. Buvri's been very expensive recently. Yeah, I'd go with those three. That'd be my view.
From your team side, England versus Pakistan on during this series, England so finally batted very well and Phil Salt also well. Is Jordan there, Sam Billings, so Sam Curran. So which players are you dress this series for the upcoming T20 World Cup 2022? England side and also after Pakistan side.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand the question. You're asking what my England team will be.
Yeah.
My England team will be. I think England will surprise people here. I think they'll probably push Stokes up the order. I just think Stokes coming in at 6 or 7 will be a complete waste of time. I don't because he's not a finisher. He takes time to get going. So similar to what Australia have done recently with Cameron Green, I think England might have a surprise and push Stokes up the order. But I think Hales will definitely open the batting. I think Butler will probably open the batting. I think David Milan will definitely bat 3. And then I think after that, you'll get floaters. And I think the floaters will be Stokes, will be Moeen Ali, will be Liam Livingstone, Phil Salt, Harry Brook. They will float, and it will depend on who's at the crease and who's not at the crease. whether you got a left-hander or a right-hander. But that's the way I see it. I think Stokes. A lot of people are saying that Stokes is going to bat 6 or 7. I don't see the benefit of that. I think you've got to get him in early, or you don't play him at all, because he's not really a T20 player. It takes a lot of time to get going. Livingston's injured at the moment, but if Livingston comes back, I think he goes straight into the side, because he's a 6-hitter and he's an impact player. On the Pakistan side, it's very, very interesting. I mean, you look at their openers. I mean, their openers are batting. They're batting a lot of overs, and then they're putting a lot of pressure on the players coming in after that, like Shah Masood, Kushdil Shah. Those guys are under pressure. So it'll be interesting to see how the Pakistan lineup is after the openers, because the openers are batting a lot of percentage of runs. Barber especially, they're batting long. I think it's putting a lot of pressure on the Pakistan lower order.
That's good. So, any changes in England T20 World Cup squad from your sides?
I don't think there will be. No, I don't think they'll make any changes to the side. I think there'll be we've got a lot of left armers. We've got Willie, we've got Topley, we've got Sam Curran. You've got a lot of left armers. I think at the end of the day, they'll turn to the tried and tested. I think Chris Jordan will definitely play and be that death bowler. Not too sure about Chris Wokes. He has been injured, not played enough cricket recently. So, and I think Adil Rashid again. I mean, Adil Rashid's not played a lot of cricket. He'd be the worry for me, because he's a key bowler for England. Because I don't think Dawson. I mean, although Dawson played well in the last game, I think Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid will look to bowl a lot of overs, and I think Livy will probably chip in with a couple of overs as well. I think you need 6 bowlers. I think I mentioned it on a podcast the other day. I said when you're going in with 5 bowlers, and your 5th bowler is not someone like a Hardick or someone like that, that's not guaranteed. I mean, I think that's why England with Stokes. I mean, Stokes, I don't think will bowl his full quarter. His full 4 overs. I think he'll probably bowl 1 or 2. So I think you need 6, 7 bowlers. So I think Livingston and Moeen will bowl a bit few overs in the competition.
So our second YouTube channel is Sport with Bros. Honor. Great. So you send message. Great to see you. Sports with Bros. Send to you message. Great to see John.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
So one question from Mike Shukla: who will be 3 most valuable player in T20 World Cup? Hello, John. Hi.
Glenn Maxwell, I think, will be the most valuable player in the World Cup, because I think Australia at the moment, if you look at their lineup, for T20 cricket, they haven't got a lot of what I call T20 specialists, even though they're world champions. They were very, very lucky in the last World Cup. They got the best of the toss bias. I just think that Maxwell will be key for Australia, because I think big tournament player will come to the party, and you got the likes of Smith, Labuschagne, those guys in the squad. I just think you need some T20 experts, and I think he's the one with experience. So that's the person I will back for be most valuable player in the World Cup.
So that all viewers are questioning this same. I already asked this question from John. So John, any prediction for T20 World Cup?
I think I think the prediction for the World Cup was looking at the odds at the moment. I think that
final finals 5 team. Also asked 4 team. I asked final 5 team.
Final 5 teams. I will go. I think South Africa, England, India, Pakistan. I think it's anyone's after that. I don't fancy New Zealand. I don't fancy Bangladesh. I don't fancy Sri Lanka in conditions. Huh?
Host Australia.
And Australia. They'll be my 5. Australia, yeah.
Oh. So thank you, John, for giving your time. So for all questions are already asked. So thank you, John, for
thank you
tuning in.
Good luck. Thanks a lot, Capel. Good luck, mate. Thank you.
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, and have a nice day too. Thank you. Bye.
So subscribe to the channel or like 3.